Yeah, so Battlefield. So I kind of knew since GTA 6 got delayed that I figured that Battlefield would probably maybe get released this year. But definitely, like, there's going to be definitely a bunch of games that were going to come out early next year, or at least supposedly, and like kind of held off their release date because of Grand Theft Auto 6. And now that they pushed it back to 2026, you just know that there's going to be some games that are going to come up and going to try to pop themselves in this year and not compete next year, you know, with GTA 6. Because, like, let's keep it real, you don't want to compete with GTA 6 because basically you're going to be cooked. Like, for sure. But I saw this video from Jack Frags, new Battlefield revealed and information. So I don't think, like, they'll have a release date, but we're just going to check it out. See what he has to say.
Now we officially know for sure that the next Battlefield game will be revealed in summer, potentially weeks away.
Okay.
The chance of an...
So if they reveal it on the summer, then that means maybe we'll get a beta in August or something. And then they would probably release it in November. That makes more sense. But the problem with that is, like, I don't know if it would be finished. And the thing with Battlefield, they 2042, they dropped basically half-baked. Like, it was definitely not finished. It was a mess. So, like, if they rush it, like, I don't know, this could be bad for Battlefield.
November,
the thing is we need Battlefield to be good because that'll push COD. Because COD has no competition at all.
5 release date is more likely than ever now based on that information, and some very interesting comments from Andrew Wilson at the EA Investors Call last night. Plus, we got some new concept art to look at and some cool gameplay information.
Yeah. So if they're dropping concept art, then that means it's going to come this year
from a pub,
because now we got concept art like what 48 hours once they dropped the trailer, and what, like, it's been that weekend. What, Friday they delayed GTA 6, so yeah, it's coming out this year.
Labs post. So
I'm convinced.
That said, let's dive in and take a look. Pretty exciting stuff here today. So, shiny things first, new concept art. This is the Capstone map, and based on video footage that was leaked from the playtest a couple of weeks ago.
Just like, I know it's not much, but it looks like a good environment with the clouds, like the fog up in the mountains. I like that.
Set in the Tajikistan mountain region, and we can clearly see that this is the A objective. Love the vibes here. In the leaked footage, you can't go all the way to those mountains in the background, unfortunately, but they did look incredibly atmospheric and realistic surrounding the map. Esco walls and sandbags, and of course we see 3 attack helicopters soaring above. This map did feature all-out warfare with helicopters and jets. In the leaks, I also saw a lot of destroyed buildings in the footage, which is great to see. The development update had some nice snippets in there. Across our 4 initial play sessions with a small group of core Battlefield players across Europe and North America, we've completed thousands of hours of gameplay, had hundreds of thousands of
and a lot of gameplay got leaked on Reddit. So if you look up on Reddit, you can find some of it. I think some of it got taken down though.
Player spawns and seen over a
Probably
million
still there,
environmental objects destroyed, including walls, windows, crates, and buildings your squad crashed the helicopter into.
That's one thing that Battlefield needs to bring back, is the destruction, not like half-assed destruction. They need to bring the finals destruction.
Players in these sessions have helped us successfully validate the following areas: establishing a solid foundation for smooth, low latency and high performance gunplay, finding the right balance in movement speed for functionality such as crouch, sprint, combat rolling, and vaulting as part of our combat pacing
initiatives, rolling,
and using
I like the rolling in Arc Raiders. It fit. I liked it a lot. Like trying to roll away from gunfights, that was nice. That actually might be nice in Battlefield. I don't even know if they had combat rolling in any of them, because I stopped playing Battlefield a long time ago, and then I bought 2042 and didn't even make it through the tutorial. And so
instruction to create fun and lasting tactical gameplay across rounds and experiences. So the use of the term validate, that kind of says to me that they've implemented new systems for these kind of things in the game, like gunplay, performance, movement, that stuff, and based on feedback from players, they're happy with it and they feel that it's moving in the right direction. Really good that they actually mentioned low latency there too. Latency is a big issue, especially in FPS games. Many of them just kind of forgo it and it becomes a second thought, but for moment-to-moment gameplay, it's arguably the most important thing. So it's nice that it's at the front of their minds there, and they're trying to hopefully reduce it as much as possible. It continues, exploring new ideas for the future and receiving direct player feedback continues to be a crucial aspect of
that's the thing that Call of Duty doesn't ever take, is feedback. They will, and then they'll just go back on their stuff and then just continue to mess up the game. I don't get it. So like Battlefield with the Battlefield Labs, that's actually a good idea. I don't think COD would ever do anything like that because they don't care. They can care less about their player base.
Never reach release. So perhaps some of the stuff that they're testing or that we've seen in leaks won't actually make it to the game. I digress. It helps us understand and refine elements that resonate most with players as we continue to build Battlefield together. It's been a valuable and exciting experience for our team and community so far, and we're looking forward to continuing that collaboration alongside you. Now that we've wrapped up initial server performance and stability concerns, good to hear that, we've validated a solid foundation for a core Battlefield experience. We're now ready to continue scaling Battlefield Labs testing globally. This is where you might actually get to play. Throughout May, we'll be inviting more players across Europe and North America, and we'll start to include select areas of Asia. Alongside testing new content, we'll continue to iterate on our initial focus areas such as balancing the different weapon archetypes and damage values, as well as movement and combat pacing mechanics. Destruction also remains an ongoing topic across
There we
our play
go.
sessions.
Destruction.
We'll
They need
continue
to bring
test
destruction in.
destructible objects across a variety of maps and fine-tune damage levels of surfaces. Following community updates on gunplay and destruction, we'll be back in the future to talk more about classes and the all-out warfare experience. Really interested to hear about that.
Okay.
So BF Labs, quite a positive post from DICE there. Obviously, it's working out for them from a development perspective.
Well, yeah, because you have a bunch of people that are playing the game that will play your game that are helping you through the process of development, which I don't understand why a lot of these like studios, they don't take feedback. They make a game, they have the player base that falls in love with that base game, and then a lot of the studios, they start switching things and trying to reinvent the wheel, where it was just like they liked this game and it's not what they wanted. So Call of Duty does it all the time, a lot of games do it, and they just don't listen to player base.
It was always going to happen with so many people involved. It's nice that they're opening it up.
This is good because I'm telling you, Battlefield, like I'm a Warzone, like I like Battle Royale, like that's what I rather play. Battlefield needs to come out with a good Battle Royale so it can at least push Warzone just a little bit. Because, I mean, nobody pushes Warzone, so Warzone just continues to be crap. So I don't know, man. I don't even want to play Warzone anymore. I just don't. I don't have, like, I don't know. I step back from it and don't even want to. I don't have any urge to play it. I don't even want to touch it. And I actually want Battlefield to come out with a BR and actually be good. If they actually execute their game right. And the other thing is this, I don't want them to switch their actual core experience for the multiplayer because the Battlefield community, like they'll hate it. So continue to make that and then make the BR free to play, updates constantly. And I think Battlefield could be on the map. Now they'll never ever catch up to Call of Duty, but they could still at least be Pepsi. They Call of Duty's Coke and they're Pepsi.
Not wrong with that. And perhaps that shows a lot of confidence in the product. Now then, EA earnings call. This is the real juicy stuff. As I'm reading this through to you, just look at it through the lens of this is the EA CEO speaking to investors. Keep that in mind, but there is some solid new information here, and reading between the lines, we can make a logical assumption when the game's going to release. As we look to the future, we're confident in our ability to execute across a deep pipeline. Beginning this summer with the highly anticipated reveal of Battlefield, a pivotal step in delivering on our next generation of blockbuster entertainment. So first things first, the game's going to be revealed in summer. This is what I meant when I said it could be weeks away. If you remember 2042, they had the infamous June.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, it would be summer, and then hopefully we get a beta like August. Like I want to play it. Like I definitely want to play it before I buy it. Because I'm not going to buy it if I hear that it's crap, because obviously we already went through it with Battle 2042. So, like, if I hear it's crap, but I've been hearing nothing but good things, but until you get it to the masses, I don't know, you know, so.
Boom. So we may actually get the official name and release date in June next month. Turning to Battlefield, we're taking a modern player-first approach to building, testing, and marketing this next-level experience. Through Battlefield Labs, the biggest playtesting initiative in franchise history, we're engaging players earlier and more meaningfully than ever before, testing its scale and validating core gameplay experiences to deliver something truly special for our players. Through our play sessions with a core group of Battlefield players across Europe and North America, we complete thousands of hours of gameplay, and the response has far exceeded expectations.
So that's a good sign that people are actually liking the game. I mean, I wish Call of Duty would do like a Battlefield Labs, because like why can't, like, I don't know, because I feel like through the process they do these different changes, and what happens is they give it to us and it's too late to change it, so we have to wait a whole year. I wish we can get at least the streamers and at least the people that play their game like Call of Duty like in there before they make these mistakes. I think honestly more studios need to do this stuff. Like they really truly do.
Over 600,000 players have signed up for Labs to date, alongside an amazing 350 million views on the
Yeah, Arc Raiders is over. I already told you, Ryan. It's over. The playtest is over, my friend.
Battlefield.
We're waiting for the release date. I don't know when it is,
incredible
but Arc Raiders, man, do I want that game.
global demand, we're expanding Labs by inviting more players across Europe and North America, and will begin to include Asia. We read that before. This marks a key milestone, as therefore a full worldwide launch backed by the largest Battlefield team in our history and grounded in community collaboration. We remain firmly on track for an FY26 release, with a major global reveal later this summer. So he's mentioning the reveal again and clarifying FY26. So basically he's saying that the game will release between now and the end of March 2026. But in the next section, I feel like he's strongly alluding to a October, November 2025 release. Unless they decide to delay it, of course. It continued, we've always worked closely with the community, but we haven't always worked as closely as we should have. I think that's definitely true. We haven't always really worked to help them understand the things that we're building, and for us to understand the things that they really want out of a Battlefield. We know that when we get it right,
See, one thing I've noticed about like a lot of like what they've been doing with Battlefield Labs is what I see. What they have announced here is what I see a lot is community. Like I see a lot of community. Like they're actually taking feedback from us. Finally, like it's unreal. Like these games just want to make their game, and then the suits come in and they're like, hey, we need 17 battle passes, and can we get a little kitty cat to put on your shoulder? Oh, they'll love kitty cats. They love them when they purr. Shut up! I want my video game!
Often the biggest shooter in the year.
Anyway.
And so this time we wanted to ensure that our player base and our global community had a better understanding of the things that we were building and how we were building, and some of the approaches that we're taking to building. But more importantly, we wanted them to have the ability to feedback on map construction, weapon lineup,
this is great.
all of the things that make Battlefield great at a Battlefield scale.
It's great.
And given that this is the biggest Battlefield ever, there was really no other way.
Yeah, because you have to remember now, so they had a Firestorm, which is their battle royale, which failed, but was part of their game now. It was like part of it. You had to pay for it. So now that like Firestorm, supposedly it's got like a fire like storm. So I don't know if they're going to call it Firestorm. Me personally think Firestorm was so bad that they should do kind of like not call it Firestorm. They should call it something else. I don't know what the name is, but so this game is definitely going to be bigger than they've ever had, because they're going to have a free battle royale beside it. So I wonder if they're going to do the progression system that Call of Duty does, where if you rank up in the multiplayer, it moves on, or if the battle royale will be completely separate from the actual main IP. I wonder on that.
Go about that other than Battlefield Labs in the way that we have.
Love the Pussycats, man.
Overwhelmed by the feedback, not just the positive feedback that our players are giving us around what we're doing, how we're doing it.
I need my unicorn skins, man.
But also just their willingness to deeply engage with us through this process. You know, hundreds of thousands of people have weighed into this and really given us feedback that's going to help us tune and balance this incredible scale game. And as we move into the next phase, we'll start to open up to a wider audience, blah, blah, blah. So it seems like that they're taking all sorts of feedback, not just positive stuff, but also negative. It's good to see that. Hopefully, if it's constructive feedback and good quality, they act on it. This is about two things. One is helping our community understand
there it is again.
the things that we're building, but more
all
important,
about the community.
have us understand the things that they want out of this game, and ensuring we're tuning and balancing and polishing in a way that's aligned with their expectations. And we know when we get that right, that the opportunity is incredibly large. And then at the end of the call, they have a Q&A session. And I think in response to a question asked here, with the fact that the game's been revealed in summer, it'll be coming out October, November. So this was a question from Andrew Merrick. He said, now that the big major expected release has moved out of fiscal 26,
yeah, which like the big major release, like that's Grand Theft Auto 6. People have to realize that Grand Theft Auto 6, it getting moves around the whole gaming industry. So if anybody was going to release like at the end of this year, they weren't. They were going to hold off for their date. Now that GTA pushed it till next year, this opens the door for Battlefield. This opens the door for Arc Raiders, because they just had a playtest, and the game is the best game I've ever played in my life. I had the best experience I've ever had on Arc Raiders. That game is by far already done. They could release that right now, and millions of people are going to play that game. That's how good that game is. It is impeccable. And like that's what I'm saying, like a lot of these games are going to start coming out this year. Like we're going to have like a loads of games that come out in the next 5 months.
industry.
Because of
Talking
Grand
about
Theft Auto
GTA
6.
by the way. I guess, how do you see the rest of the gaming industry positioning?
Yeah, they're two different things, though, Sneaky. So Battlefield is a replacement for GTA 6. It's not. They're two different. They're two different games. But the thing about like releasing it with GTA 6, it's just too massive. So if you release Battlefield with GTA 6, even though they're two different games, kind of two different audiences, but everybody plays GTA, you know what I mean? And it would just crush it. It would just hurt your game. And it's like, think about it. You're a developer that works on a game for 4, 5, 6 years, whatever, how long it is. You put your blood, sweat, and tears in it, and then all of a sudden the suits say, oh, we're going to release it now. And then you're like, wait, GTA 6 is releasing. You know how you would feel? You'd be like, what the? You're going to release our game in the middle of like the biggest game? You can't do it. You just can't do it. GTA 6, when they release, no one. It's going to be this GTA 6 and no one's going to release near it. It's just, you can't. You won't.
Potential releases over the next few months, and how does that impact your thoughts on the competitive landscape for the Battlefield launch window and subsequent performance expectations? Andrew replied with the following: I'm not sure I can comment on the rest of the industry and their launches or launch timings, other than to say typically today games take many years to build and develop, and it's unlikely that if you weren't already ready to launch in this window, it may be hard to get ready and take advantage of what might be otherwise a less competitive window than we may have anticipated earlier. Relative to Battlefield, what we have said all along is we've been building towards a window that we thought made the most sense for Battlefield, but we wouldn't launch into a window that we thought truncated the value that we've invested into the franchise, or the value that we think our players will derive from it once they jump in and start playing. I think now, without going too far, we believe that window is clearer than it was before.
It is.
And we feel very good about launching Battlefield in fiscal year 2026.
You got to get it out this year, at the end of this year.
The window is much clearer now. That means that GTA 6 is out of the way. Previously, it was supposed to be releasing this fall, October, November, most likely. That's gone now. That's in May 2026. Also, I don't know how much this plays into it, but the current rumors for COD this year are that it's a remake or remaster of Black Ops 2. So perhaps not that exciting to a lot of people.
No.
Maybe they feel like that's also a weak bit of competition. We'll see. And most importantly, historically,
I can't stomach Call of Duty anymore, man. Get Call of Duty out of here.
That makes the most sense. More people are indoors.
I say end it.
Up a bit of cash. It's coming up to Christmas. And he's saying here that they've spent a crap load of money on this game and they want to see some of that back. Therefore, launching in that typical fall period.
Good. You better put a lot of money, time, sweat, tears into this game. God, was Battlefield 2042 a disgrace, man.
November.
It was bad. It was real bad.
That makes way more sense now that GTA 6 is gone.
So bad.
And it would be a better opportunity proposition than...
Especially when it launched. Now, I know 2042 people are going to come in. Well, Nichols, the freaking game is actually pretty freaking good. You should fucking play it. Shut up. The game released like crap. I don't want to hear it.
The
fucking game is so fucking good now.
Also, with their big franchises, EA typically don't reveal and then release much later on. They try and do an announcement, ride the hype wave, and then get it out.
That's what you guys look like.
So if history repeats itself, the fact that they're revealing in summer...
Oh, you guys type in the comment section.
Here, that leads me to believe that the game is rillesing October and November this year.
I'm saying November. My guess, November 13th.
I did talk about this.
I hope that's not a Saturday.
Video. I hope that with GTA 6 being delayed, they don't just see this as an opportunity to capitalize and make a load of money. Like, if the game's not finished, they still release it anyway because they think it's going to sell more. Please don't do that.
It's a Sunday. November 21st.
Game isn't ready.
Boom, you heard it here
release
first.
It in October, November. That would be catastrophic for the Battlefield
franchise.
Yes,
November 21st, Jax.
If you have to, because myself, most Battlefield
Jax
fans,
Frag.
we just want a good Battlefield game.
I already said it, 21st.
So I hope that if it is this fall, it's actually stable and a good product and feature-rich. That's my big concern with this. On the flip side, if
headline
it is ready,
shaker right here, man. Nichols
reveal coming up soon.
Dropping bombs,
we
man.
might have a beta in August, September, and then we'll be playing the full game.
I talked to my sources.
November. That time is going to fly by, and it'll be here sooner than you think, and we'll have a new modern Battlefield game to play. That's exciting. I would advise to approach this with trepidation, though, because the last couple of launches were not good. So if they reveal in summer, they're going to start putting up pre-orders for the game.
2042 might have been the worst freaking game ever. I remember putting that game on. I paid $60 for that. Hard work, and I worked my ass off that week. You know what I mean? I was sweating at work. I went, boom, bought the game. Didn't even make it past the tutorial. That's how bad 2042 was.
Game. Obviously, that's your decision, that's your money, but my advice would be wait until you can play it in an open beta and then make a decision. See how you feel about it first. With that said, that's all for today, folks. I imagine that news, information, gameplay, trailers, all that stuff.
Well, that's Jack Frags. Please go hit Jack Frags up. I will put his link in the description of this video. Very interesting. Yeah, GTA 6. Fact that it moved, it definitely shaken some cages for sure over in different studios. EA, obviously, 48 hours, well, like a weekend after they announced their delay, all of a sudden now they're coming out with stuff and saying how they're working with the community and Battlefield Labs. Like, if Grand Theft Auto was going to release this year, you wouldn't have heard this stuff for sure. So you definitely can see GTA 6 is moving the industry right now. It's such a big game. I don't know if you guys have seen any of the GTA 6, the trailer. I do have a video up on the channel. You can go check that out. I break down the trailer, and then we go through a lot of the photos and different stuff like that. And dude, it looks crazy. I cannot wait for that game. But yeah, so I will be covering Battlefield whenever any more leaks come out. I will be talking about it. We'll make little videos and everything. So I do appreciate everybody. And yeah, that's about it. I'm getting out of here, and I'm out.